So now we are back at it, guys. And here today, I want to see Sunny Hostin. Because Sunny Hostin, as you guys know, has been freaking out since the election about just, how the Democrats lost, about how Trump, got person of the year and all kinds of things. But today, it seems she might be coming to her senses. It looks like after this conversation about Mitt Romney that she might feel maybe she was a little wrong about this whole situation. Let's see what she has to say.
Is a fact.
Yeah.
Whether I like it or not, whether Mitt likes it or not, es lo que es.
But I agree. He is the party. And as I've been saying, I think that the Republican Party maybe needs to reframe the question instead of thinking about what the Democrats need to do. Maybe think about why is a convicted felon so attracted to this country, or why are we so attracted, so many of us who are convicted felon, and Elon Musk, who said you will feel the working class temporary hardships. Since when is the
Isn't he the
Republican
richest
Party?
man in the world?
Yes, he is.
Okay.
And he's not going to have any temporary hardships. But then I'm kind of rethinking my thinking, and I do think that maybe it's time for the Democrats to do a little bit of this postmortem, because the Democratic Party has always been the party of the working class. Has always been. If you look at all the policies, they're for the people. And I think even myself, as someone who grew up in abject poverty from the Bronx, my parents lived paycheck to paycheck. They had to decide whether or not they were going to feed me or whether or not we were going to have heat. I remember that. And I think I missed the boat in terms of realizing that there are so many Americans that still have that experience that I grew up with and that members of my family grew up with. And so I think we need to make space in this tent for the people that are really going to need it, because I got to tell you, I don't think the Republican Party is the party of the working class. I think they will hurt the working class. And so it is up to those of us who remember how that feels or who cares about that to reach out and say, come back, we can help you. And I intend myself, what little I can do, to try to do that more.
Well, it is interesting because in the article,
Okay. So I think what she was trying to say was that she was not going to be so toxic towards people who chose to go the way of the Republican Party. I feel like, I don't know, it wasn't really an apology, or it was kind of a waking up moment that they were being too toxic, but still I think that she still had some underhanded comments, still throwing out the felons and all that stuff. She just still seems to be very salty about the whole situation, and that's fine. But guess what? You got to move on and accept it.
he quotes, I forgot the exact quote, but he said something about how it's become the party of college professors and, it's this removed group of highly educated. And I think the conversations around that, because the people on the other side were voting for Donald Trump, oftentimes those voters were kind of put in a bucket of not being smart and spoken down to. So I think it's a strange thing, because I don't even fully identify what the Democratic Party is anymore. It's not recognizable to me. And the right, the same can go. The fact that they're becoming an isolationist party when that we see so much going on in the world and we understand the ramifications of the chess game and all of that. But I do think what's most interesting is that Donald Trump supposedly reached the working class, but I don't grasp what parts are going to benefit them. So was being heard enough? Was it just being heard by a candidate? Because his plans don't break down to helping them.
But I do think it was trade deal.
See, I don't think that's necessarily true too, because everyone's success creates success. So when they say that, like, his plans are, the tax cuts in themselves, they help people. Like, if those tax cuts expire, that's going to be bad for a lot of people, right? Because they already, helped them in the beginning. Now, if they expand those tax cuts to go even further to help folks, and maybe, I think, in my opinion, kind of tear down on the higher end for the higher income Americans and focus, more on middle class and the lower income folks to help them with taxes, that would be better. But I think the fact that they still have this doom and gloom about the new administration, it's just not the way to go. I think they should have a more positive outlook and maybe say, hey, we're watching out, but they're still very salty. All of them, even Whoopi, like all of them around the table. So let's see what this girl has to say, because normally she comes with a little bit more support. Let's see.
feeling like America's being taken advantage of, and it affects the jobs that are largely working class and more industrial based, agriculture driven. And it was the border. It's not because they're like, oh, I'm nervous that somebody's going to come take my job. It's they know that big corporations take advantage of cheap labor, and those people are going to get employed while they're struggling to make ends meet. And I just want to say one thing, because Fetterman said something so interesting on the show we never discussed. I've used the term, Donald Trump's a convicted felon. I can't support that. But I think a lot of this country feels like we put people in a box if they're a convicted felon, even if they served their time, they paid their debt to society, and we think
got to be gone
and we
now.
think that they shouldn't be able to get ahead. And I actually think that backfired for Democrats. I think that
I
didn't like the name calling.
I am not a college graduate. I am not that person. I've never forgotten where I came from.
Yeah.
And I believe that all these things that people said, oh, I want my groceries, I want it taken care of. I am going to sit and wait and see how he takes care of groceries. I want to see how he takes care of our health care. Not just our health care, but if you hire somebody who says these inoculations are wrong, you're not going to Europe. You're not traveling anywhere because no one will invite us to their country because they don't want us bringing stuff in there. So I want to see. I know people had big high hopes and thought he was going to be the thing. And okay, you don't think that the Democrat, I am neither. There's no party for me. But I want to see what these folks bring, because I don't believe that they're going to do the things that you think they're going to do, but we can only wait and see.
So, like, I just got to talk about this. See, so, like, now, pay attention to this, because, like, they're going to keep on saying, oh, well, the price of groceries haven't come down, so so the Trump administration didn't do what they said they were going to do. But see, the thing about it is the price. It's not really about bringing down the price. It's about slowing down the rate of how much the price is increasing. These things have doubled and tripled in some cases in the span of 2 years. Some of these, bacon, eggs. I'm not a politician. I got to get into it. I'm just a commentator, just commenting. But the fact that they think that like the prices are going to come down, no, it's more about delaying the increase of the prices and also raising the income of Americans. That's all you can really do. You can't really necessarily drop the prices unless they introduce more product and there's less demand.
No, because he's we'll be right back. I see you.
Just in time for the holidays.
So what do you guys think? So how is the View going to continue to behave? I just wanted to throw this one out there. I just caught Sonny out there, still spitting that salt. So I just wanted to kind of comment on it. I try to keep an eye on these people and, what they say, what they said, and where they are, So I just want things to be fair. I just want things to be fair. I'm not, necessarily, jumping on the Trump bandwagon. But what I'm saying is, this guy just won. Let's give him a chance. Let's see what's going on. Let's see what he has to say. Let's see what he gets done. All right, guys. Make sure you hit that like, hit the subscribe, and put a notification bell so you know when I go live or make a new video. All right, guys. Peace.